It's time for baseball on MLB Network. Today, it's the second of this three-game series between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Boston Red Sox. J.D. Martinez, one of the league's top power hitters, looks to gain ground in the home run race. Next. Anibal Sanchez is on the mound for Game 2. What's your take on him, Dan?
Hey, you can tell by this strikeout to walk ratio 2-to-1 that this guy is more a pitch to contact guy than a strikeout walk guy.
Coming to the plate now, Kevin Kiermaier. And we are ready for some daytime baseball.
For Tampa Bay, the center fielder, Kevin Kiermaier.
Here comes the first pitch. And afternoon baseball on MLB Network is underway. Well, these Red Sox entering play here this afternoon. They come in not exactly setting the world on fire as they've dropped 5 of their last 8 ball games.
Yeah, Matty, I know they've caught a little bit of a losing streak right now, but they got good veteran presence, great veteran presence in that clubhouse. And I bet you someone steps up today and says, this stops. We get it done today, boys.
And he'll stay with it here as he puts the squeeze on it for out number 1.
The designated hitter, Jose Martinez.
Stepping in, Jose Martinez. Man, he's a guy really in need of something to click at the plate right now. It's been a rough go for him. First pitch of the at-bat. Sanchez has tossed more than 2,000 major league innings, and he's worked to exactly a 1.30 whip over those innings, so he's right around the major league average in that regard. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Behind 0-2 now. Hit softly down the line at first, but this will wind up foul. Still 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Bat explodes as this has popped up, and he'll find a way to dodge the shrapnel out there to make the play for out number 2.
Batting third.
So stepping in, Austin Meadows. He had a couple of hits in that ball game last night. Outfield shaded toward right center. Here's the first pitch. Sent in the air out to straightaway central. Brantley is there. No trouble with this one, and the inning is over. Down in order go the Rays. Tampa Bay held scoreless in the top of the inning. Red Sox coming to bat. You're watching MLB Network. Yonny Chirinos will be on the bump for Game 2 of the series. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Hey, every team needs a pitcher like this one here. His numbers aren't going to blow you away. Career ERA just under 4. But one thing he does, he takes the ball every 5 days, throws strikes, and gives his team a chance to win every single time he goes out there. He'll be fun to watch in this one here today.
And here's the left-handed hitting Michael Brantley. First shot for him here, and with the season winding down, he's closing in on a league batting title.
Hey, D-Row, if this guy wants to win a batting title, he's going to have to pick it up. Hitting less than 270 in his last 10.
Yeah, but I like the way he's swinging the bat, Dan. You know, get 1 knock a day.
There's a swing and a high, deep drive headed for the right field corner. Nearly a big fly to start the inning. Instead, a foul ball. Goodness, 0-2 now.
Made him look silly with that one.
Oh, 2, here it comes. Grounded weakly toward third. Oh, and he can't come up with it.
Batting second, the right fielder, Verdugo.
And the next up will be Verdugo. As the first pitch sinker misses to him, it's ball 1. And guys, the Rays, as they begin play here this afternoon, they've been in a nice little groove, winning 3 of their last 4 games.
Yeah, Matty, this team is starting to really come together. They won last night. They're playing really nice. I expect much more of the same today.
1-0 pitch is a splitter in there, 1-1. And there are the umpires assigned to this one. Calling balls and strikes is Mr. Mike Fillmore.
Hey, D-Roll, Mike Fillmore, one of the most consistent umpires throughout the league. Both pitchers and position players love this guy.
Yeah, I think one of the best in the business. How I judge a good teammate is every day he opens that door. Is he consistent? Can I count on him? Mike Fillmore is the exact same way behind the dish. Hey, 2 runners on after back-to-back singles right there. They are in prime position to put the first run on the board right here.
And that'll bring up J.D. Martinez. He swings and sends it in the air to right center field. Meadows has it, and there's 1 away. So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Xander Bogaerts, entering play. He's currently 6th in the American League in runs batted in, but with a chance to add to that total right here.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising to me. I mean, he's a good player, but I don't think many peg him as one of the best run producers in the game coming into this year. But he's having a breakout year, no question about it.
0-1 the count. In there, and he's ahead 0-2 now. 1-2 to the Boston shortstop. And he fouls this one off. Now another 1-2. And a slider runs away from him there, and the count levels at 2-2. Just hung in there on that one. Brantley at second, Verdugo at first, 1 gone. And that misses, so it's a full count, 3-2.
You can certainly tell at bats like this one frustrate the heck out of a pitcher, but you got to find a way to stay composed and execute your plan.
Good swing just a little early, and he'll see another payoff pitch. He's set, and the payoff pitch. Sinker misses, ball 4.
He's definitely stumbled out of the starting blocks here in the first, giving up a couple of base knocks on that walk. First innings are often some of the toughest for a starting pitcher.
Set to get his day started, Rafael Devers, batting just a notch below 300 so far on the season. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Slider finds the zone for a strike.
Hey, when a pitcher's put in a tough spot, he's usually going to go to what got him here, and that's this guy's slider. Expect to see that more often.
The 0-1 pitch. The bases are loaded with only 1 out. And he looks at a ball, 1-2.
Hey, this is a monster strikeout situation right here. A double play would be great in this situation, but I know he's going for the K. You get a 1-2 count on a guy, he's going to throw his nastiest stuff.
On a line to shortstop. Over now, they'll apply the tag between second and third. It's a careless double play, and the inning is prematurely over. He played an inning. No score here on MLB Network. Next will be the cleanup hitter, number 25. He comes into this one ranked number 6 in the American League home run race.
When you're drawing up plans for your club in spring training, you'd love to have pop and power from your corner outfield spots, and they certainly have that in this guy right here.
First offering on its way. Ball 1, well below the zone. pops this one up. Here comes Brantley. He can't get to it. This one's down.
Hey, there's a case of a jam sandwich right there. Not that bad of a pitch, but he's able to just be strong enough to loop that one into left field.
Dan, sometimes a jam sandwich tastes much better than a rocket right at somebody.
Ji-Man Choi the next to hit. And great extension as he drives this one high in the air and deep the other way. It bangs off the billboard and it's out of here. It's a two-run shot to straightaway left. Number 14 on the season as the Rays move in front now 2-0.
You want to certainly drive home runs out of the ballpark, then you better get on the gas. And that's what he did right there. That fastball was not sneaking by him.
Into the box now, Willy Adams. And as you take a look at the splits here, he's actually better against right-handed pitching this season. First delivery to him on the way.
Ball one, no strike.
The struggles continue, but that happens when you're not able to locate your secondary pitches. You become a one-pitch pitcher. He needs to start to get those secondary pitches over really fast.
And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
Like to see him be looking to the opposite field with this next swing. Pitcher's trying to work you away.
Hit hard up the middle. And that finds its way through for a base hit. And time will be called here as the pitching coach heads out to the mound and hopefully try and settle this guy down a bit. At the plate now, Brandon Lau, as he'll pop this one foul off to the left and out of play. And he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. A 1 pitch on its way. Strike 2 as the fastball is let go. Down and away, it's a ball and 2 strikes.
1 and 2.
A runner at first with no outs here. And this pitch is looked at for a ball, and that'll even the count of the Rays' second baseman at 2-2.
Having a hard time putting this hitter away here, and when I was looking at the tape on him from his last start, this is what I saw a lot of. He's not closing the door on guys, and when that's the case, they eventually get a pitch that they can do something with.
And strike 3 called as he gets a little help there. 1 away.
Well, that call looked like it was a little in the pitcher's favor, but it wasn't outrageous. Hey, listen, calling balls and strikes is a really tough job, and even the best are going to miss some from time to time, especially when they're sort of borderline like that last one. Not sure the hitter would want to hear that, though.
And that'll bring in Yandy Diaz. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. The average sitting at 297 here to start things out. 18 homers and 63 runs batted in. A ball and no strikes. Here it is. Out of play off to the right. It's 1-1. Still only 1 out in the inning. Here's a look over to first and a dive, but he's back in there. The 1-1. Runners off for second. Pitch swung on and missed. The throw not in time as he steals second.
That's pretty savvy base running, right? A lot of pitchers don't throw over twice in a row, so I think he was going on first movement, and it worked out nicely.
Working for the punch out and the offering.
Boy, that was an awfully close pitch right there. I know if I'm on the mound, I want that pitch called a strike. That's one of those that could go either way.
And a half-hearted attempt that time, but they'll say he broke the plane, and that's out number 2.
For me, check swings are right there next to bang-bang plays at first as the most difficult calls for an ump to make. Taking a look at show motion, the batter doesn't appear to hold up enough, so I think the call was right.
From the belt, the pitch. Nunez, the former Colorado Rocky. He came here by way of trade earlier this year.
I know he'd tell you he'd like to be playing a little bit better, but I think it's as advertised for this ball club right now. I think the manager is getting exactly what they expected.
Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. A 1-2 count to the Rays catcher. Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. Here he comes again, 1-2. Now a fastball as he just reared up and let that one fly, and the inning is over. Rays get a couple as you take another look at the 2-run home run. We'll go to the bottom of the second, and it's 2-0 Tampa Bay. Last half of the second set to go, and Michael Chavis will step in at the plate.
The second baseman, Michael Chavis.
He's set, and the pitch. Well behind that fastball. It's a swinging strike. And the pitch. Got him out on his front foot. It's 0-2. Belted high and deep into right center. Meadows moving back at the track, and this will kick up against the wall near the Red Sox bullpen, and the Red Sox have something going. It's a leadoff double.
This is exactly what you want to do when you've gone down by 2 runs. Answer the bell. So he leads off the next inning and gets them going with a double. Now if they can scratch a run or 2 across this inning, they'll be right back in this one.
Here's the first baseman now, Mitch Moreland. He did not play last night, but clearly back in the starting 9 for this one. From the belt, kicks and deals. The 0-1 pitch, and it's fouled away. A runner at second, nobody out. And another foul ball. Another 0-2 coming. Fastball just off the inside corner.
Count is 1-2.
Able to protect the plate with 2 strikes, and he'll see another one. He'll try again, 1-2. And look out as that one ran in and got him.
Well, this home crowd didn't like this guy on the mound before, but now they really don't like him. He's gotten the baseball all worked up by hitting one of their best hitters early on in this game. And you can bet he's really going to hear it if he comes around to score.
Here's the catcher, Francisco Cervelli, and he's looking to make something happen here with 2 on and nobody out.
Well, early in the count, expect him to look for a ball to drive. If he gets 2 strikes against him, he'll need to change his plan and focus on moving the runners up. This game is too close to get greedy. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Just a tick behind for a strike.
Little traffic on the base paths right here, but 1 pitch away from getting a double play and getting right back into control.
He's set. Here's the 0-1. And I believe they'll say he broke the plane, as yes he did. It's ruled a strike. Got him swinging on the split-fingered pitch, and that's out number 1. Here's Jackie Brantley now.
Jackie Brantley Jr.
Here comes the first pitch. Runners are at first and second with 1 away. That's inside. 2-0.
Has to be a challenge pitch coming up here. He probably doesn't want to flirt with loading the bases.
Too tight with that one. 3-0.
Well, nothing can make you question yourself on that mound more than 3 straight balls to a guy you know that you should go right after. Sometimes you just lose the strike zone and you don't know why.
3 balls and a strike now to Bradley.
You maybe get 2 pitches a game where all the guesswork goes out the window. This is certainly that situation.
Set. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and missed. That's strike 2. On the ground to second base. This could be 2. There's 1. On to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. Red Sox leave 1. They're still down. It's 2-0.
Back now at Fenway Park, home of the Red Sox, who have certainly treated these fans to some impressive pitching so far this year. Entering today's action, they've allowed the fewest hits of any team in the league, while also racking up the most strikeouts. As one member of the pitching staff pointed out, we don't give you any breaks. From the beginning of the game to the end, our staff comes at you with nasty stuff, and we back that up with great command as well. Guys, clearly this staff presents opposing lineups with all kinds of challenges.
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks. Top of the 3rd set to get underway, and at the plate will be the speedy outfielder, Kevin Kiermaier. And this will be fouled away. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1 to the Rays leadoff batter.
That's where he wants that sinker to end up, but that was a nice job of laying off.
Too high that time, and it's 3-1. Line drive to left. Coming on is Brantley, but he won't get there. It's a base hit. So it's a good start to the inning for the Rays as their leadoff hitter is aboard.
Now batting.
Leadoff single to start the 3rd right now. From an offensive standpoint, keep the aggressive at-bats happening. Keep the pressure on the defense. Everything's looking good right now.
To the plate now, Jose Martinez, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. He popped out in his first trip. throw over to the bag, and he'll dive back in. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball just misses. That's ball one. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
That's a great call right there. Fastball away with a guy who's got some jets on first base. Almost like a hybrid pitch out. Great for a catcher if that guy's running. Easy transfer throw to second base.
The 2-1. Way out in front as this is yanked foul into the seats in left. Here now the 2-2. On the ground to the left side. One there. On to Moreland, and it's a double play.
Next for Tampa Bay, the right fielder, Austin Meadows.
Stepping up to the plate, Austin Meadows. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. First pitch coming. Here it is. Starts things with a splitter outside for ball 1. 2 out, nobody on. And they won't get him to chase the curveball in the dirt that time, and it's 2-0 now.
It's a lot easier to hit when you're putting yourself in good hitters counts. This guy's done a great job not swinging at pitchers' pitches, and when he's getting the ball in the zone, he's getting the barrel to it. He's been hot lately.
3-0 to him now. Pitch on the way. And that one misses. It's ball 4. So a 2-out walk gives the Rays some hope here in the inning.
Well, they were obviously pitching around him there, and I don't blame him. With the bases empty and 2 outs, and a hitter of this caliber at the plate, make somebody else beat you.
Stepping into the box, number 25. He reached on a single in his first try. From the stretch. Now a check swing, but he holds up in time. Ball 1. Throw over to first, and the runner back safely. 2 out with the man at first. And here's his fastball for a called strike 1, and he's hitting an even 90 on the gun. And here's a fastball, not close, as he runs it to 2-1 now.
That's a good take on a fastball out of the zone. Hey, I get it. He's looking for a ball to drive, but that ball was a little bit too far up in the zone. That's one you normally pop right up. Here now the 2-2 is in there. A called strike 3. Rays strand just the 1 as they're unable to add to their 2-0 lead. So coming to the plate, Michael Brantley, as we move on to the bottom of inning number 3.
The left fielder, Michael Brantley.
First delivery to him on the way. A ball and no strikes. The 1-0. A swing and a miss, strike 1.
In my opinion, one of the toughest pitches in the game to square up. Just a heavy sinker with good downward action.
Swung on and missed. 1-2 now. Now the pitch. To third. And a base hit, so the leadoff man is aboard. Already 2 hits in the ball game as he's on base here in the home third. And you can see on the graphic there he currently leads the Red Sox in that department. At the plate, Alex Verdugo. Inside with the slider, and that'll back him up a bit. A base hit in his first trip. The 1-0 home. Hard hit ball to second. A leaping try, but it's out of his reach and into the outfield. And they've really got something going here. Runners at second and third to start the inning.
Yeah, they've been stymied so far in this one, but they've strung together a couple hits and are poised to finally break through. A base hit to the outfield, and we've got the makings of something special working here.
Here's J.D. Martinez. As he'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike one. 0 for 1 here in the early going. Boy, in a perfect spot for the splitter there. It's 0-2.
This is where, as a batter, you got to find a way to put something in the outfield. Get something elevated. I know you got to battle with 2 strikes and protect, but if anything is belt or above, you got to swing.
Takes this the other way to right. Meadows has it, and I'd be surprised if they send the runner. And no shot of testing anything there. He'll hold on at third with 1 gone. Now batting, Xander Bogaerts, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. First pitch on its way. Hard hit ball to second, right to him. And that's the second out. But one's all they get as the run scores.
A simple ground ball to the infield, but the run does come home from third, and they cut their deficit to only 1 run.
Here now is Rafael Devers, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. From the stretch. Slider, and he can't pull the trigger. 2 strikes. Line drive to center field. Kiermaier will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. The sights and sounds of a day at the ballpark. Oh my goodness. More of MLB Network's Saturday Baseball after this. Start of the 4th upcoming, but first, Heidi Watney standing by with a report.
Matt, Rays manager Kevin Cash talked to me in between innings about his lineup's offensive production. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. It's still pretty early in the game, but they've seen a lot of pitches already. And he thinks the 2 runs they've pushed across so far is just the beginning, given the quality of the at-bats they're putting together.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. Digging in now, Ji-Man Choi. He'll lead things off here in this 1-run contest.
Yeah, that last at-bat, Daddy, he turned that fastball around. He didn't hit it a ton. He didn't hit it a country mile, but hey, listen, a home run is a home run.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way.
Ball 1, no strike.
The 1-0.
Ball, that pitch is out.
Popped him up. Moreland waits on it. 1 away.
That's exactly what they wanted out of that pitch up in the zone. They took him up the ladder, and he couldn't get up to it. So that was an easy pop-out. Well-executed pitch there.
Into the box, Willy Adams, 1 for 1 after a single his first time up. Now here's the pitch. Heading out towards shallow right. Verdugo waits on it. Makes the play, and there are 2 gone now.
Now batting.
At the plate, Brandon Lau. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Fastball that gets the inside corner. Strike 1. 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for Tampa Bay so far. A bouncer up the middle. Gloved by Bogarts. And they are not going to get him at first. He's aboard easily.
Hey, that's great hustle right there out of the box. Not everybody's getting it right out of the chute from step 1, but I have to ask you, Dan, how frustrating executing a pitch and there's an infield knock.
It is, D-Roy, and you can read that right off the bat as a pitcher. You can read the angle. You know that that ball is going to be hit on the ground, and you're thinking deep down inside, okay, there's a quick out, and it just wasn't meant to be.
He's 0 for 1 thus far. The 1-0.
Hey!
Hits are even right now at 5 aside. Look out. That one almost got away from him. 2-2 now.
He's got to find a way to grab some composure out there and not let this inning get away from him. He was dominating, and now he goes out and gives up a 2-out single and then almost drills a guy. Get back in the zone.
The 2-2.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. Lots of possible outcomes on this pitch.
Now the payoff pitch home. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Brantley is under it, and that ends the inning. 1 left for Tampa as they're unable to add to their 2-1 lead. Just about set to go for the last of the 4th. But before we do that, here's Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt. During the commercial break, I talked about the Red Sox offense with the Boston manager, and flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. Yes, they've only scored 1 run, but he said they've done a great job of forcing the pitch count up, and he thinks that's going to lead to more offense for them as this game goes on.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. Striding in for Boston, Michael Chavis. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here. First pitch of the at-bat.
1-0.
The 1-0 is swung on and missed. Strike 1. Sinker misses that time, and it's 2-1.
You know he's probably cheating on that inside pitch after he got jammed earlier. If you're on the mound right now, you want to try to hit that outside corner, and there's a pretty good chance you'll get him to roll over something.
A swing and a ground ball to third. And that's out number 1. Next up for the Red Sox, Mitch Moreland. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
Great job by the pitcher right there, changing eye levels. We all know he's a sinker ball pitcher, but if he could throw some 4-seamers up in the zone like that, it could work for him.
Sinker, 1 ball, 1 strike. 4th inning of a 2-1 ball game. 1-2 now as that one's fouled off. And now a pitch on the way.
Outside, that's the ball.
Count remains 2-2. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss on the fastball that time. Out number 2.
Talk about blowing it by a guy. Geez, I mean, that fastball was way behind him when the swing came through the zone. I have to think he was looking for something off speed, and he just couldn't pull the trigger on that fastball.
So now to the plate, Francisco Cervelli. As he takes a called strike on the black, it's 0-1. Looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. Swing and a miss on the slider, and he's quickly behind 0-2. So back-to-back sliders for strikes. Does he come back with yet another?
Hey, not normally a good plan to throw 3 consecutive sliders in a row. This guy's slider is so good, I think he might throw it again.
The 0-2 once more. Slow roller out to short. Throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as this side is retired. Red Sox go down 1-2-3. Our score remains 2-1. All set for the start of the inning, and now it'll be the catcher, Dom Nunez.
Number 3, Dom Nunez.
First pitch on its way. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Line drive to center field. Brantley has to roam straight back, but he has it for the first out.
Good contact to start out the inning. Thought he might be on base with some sort of a hit, but it hung up there too long. Just unlucky that time.
So 1 away here with the bases empty, and that means Kevin Kiermaier will hit next. First pitch coming. Here it is. Trying to bunt his way on base here, but this will roll foul. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1.
0-1. I got 1 ball.
5th inning. 2-1 our score. Oh, they have him looking awfully confused up there right now. It's 1-2.
Step out of the box and wash that one off, because that was an ugly swing.
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Wow, kind of an interesting pitch call there. The batter flailed at the pitch away on the previous one, so you'd think you'd go right back there, but instead they decided to come in. Make him prove he can adjust before you do.
Fouled off. The 2-2 one more time. He swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
Boy, that's really disappointing for a guy that has wheels, right? All he wants to do is get on base and take advantage of the strength of his game, which is his speed. But with the strikeout right there, you can't get on first base if you strike out.
Into the box, Jose Martinez. As he'll watch one miss down and in for a ball. 1-0. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. Sanchez coming up on pitch number 71 so far. Not quite reaching 90 with the fastball, but it's 1-1 now.
Hey, with 2 outs in the number 2 hole, you're just trying to get on. You got the big boys coming up behind you.
And he's a little too high with that one. 2 balls and a strike. Over at the knees, and that's the 2nd strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, a crucial count for both pitcher and hitter. So, Dan, what was your approach on the mound in that count? Do you still pitch for the strikeout here?
Action pitch right here.
And we'll have to leave it there, as this is strike 3, and that will retire the side. Rays go in order, 1, 2, 3. They still lead it 2-1. Set now for the bottom of the fifth, and that'll bring forth the veteran outfielder, Jackie Brantley Jr.
Jackie Brantley Jr.
Now the pitch. And no swing, apparently. Ball one. Bradley is 5'10" tall, bats left, but throws right-handed. It was selected in the first round back in 2011.
Yeah, he has turned himself into a really nice ball player. I wouldn't put him on the superstar level, but you know what? They didn't miss with this pick either. You go into high rounds and you carve out a career the way this guy has, nice pick.
Fouled off again, and now he's in a 1-2 hole. And now a pitch on the way. Bounce to the right into the loaded up infield. Adams brings it in, and there's one down now. Back to the top of the order now, and that brings in the left-handed hitting outfielder Michael Brantley. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Lays off 1-0. 1 run, 5 hits, and no errors for the Red Sox to this point. Snatched out of midair at first base for out number 2. So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and that brings up the outfielder Alex Verdugo. First offering on its way. 1-0 count. Here it is. Fastball just inside. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Late swing on the hitter's count. Still a good count for him now, however, at 2-1. And the pitch. Can't find the zone there, and it's 3-1.
Team's been struggling on offense. Let your D work for you right here. Pound the zone.
Tried to crush that ball, and now perhaps needs to shorten up with 2 strikes. 3-2 pitch. Again, he sends it out of play. 2 out, nobody on. Down the first baseline, but this will get foul, so they'll do it again. 3-2. Payoff pitch one more time. And this one misses inside a ball. He walked him, and they've got themselves a 2-out base runner.
That was a great battle right there. He tried to get him to chase, but he laid off some really tough pitches and got a walk. Got to tip the cap to the batter that time.
So it's a runner at first with 2 gone. And into bat next, one of the best run producers in the land, J.D. Martinez. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Splitter swung on and missed. 0-1.
This is where you got to take stock in the situation. Adjust your batting gloves and realize you need a gapper to score this guy from first. If nothing less, pass the baton to the guy behind you and keep the line moving.
0-1 count, and the pitch.
1-1. Count is 2-1.
A runner on first with 2 away. Three and 1 to Martinez.
Good job to work the count and put himself back in the driver's seat. Started off with 1 strike, and now he's got the count in his favor. 3-1.
The 3-1. Popped him up. And he'll get under it to put it away in foul territory, and that ends the inning. 1 left for the Red Sox. They're down 2-1. At the plate, Austin Meadows. It was a walk in his last trip.
Austin Meadows.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And boy, this at-bat is not starting off well as he's behind 0-2 now.
Love that pitch. As long as you actually get it inside like he did right there, the cutter inside is a very effective pitch.
The 1-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3.
Made pretty quick work of him right there, setting him down on only 4 pitches. And what I liked about all of those pitches, they were down around the knees or lower. Pretty hard to do any kind of damage when pitches are located in that spot.
Stepping in now, number 25, as he'll look at a fastball too high for ball 1. A hit in 2 tries for him so far. Now the 1-0. Line drive, and that's a base hit into center field.
No mistake what he was sitting on, looking for a dead red piece of cheese middle of the plate, and he didn't miss it.
Now the Red Sox skipper's up out of the dugout and on his way toward the mound, and it appears that'll be all for Anibal Sanchez. So he'll depart after 5 1/3 innings of work and with no shot to win the decision. John Gant enters to make an appearance on the mound as he inherits a runner at first with 1 out in the inning. Ji-Man Choi will dig in again, and as he does, we'll flash you back to inning number 2 as you get a look at his 2-run homer that was a big blow early on. First pitch of the at-bat. Low-scoring game thus far, 2-1 here in the 6th. That's a foul ball off to the left, and it moves to 1-2. From the belt, the pitch. Got him swinging. Chased it well out of the zone, and there are 2 gone.
Looked to me like he had the right idea with the swing on that pitch, and he just didn't get the bat through the zone in time. The pitch was away. He let it get deep, maybe trying to take it the other way, but it got too deep and was by him by the time his barrel could get in the correct position.
At the plate now, Willy Adams, as he will take a look at a fastball in there as that strike zone expands just a little. It's 0-1. 1 for 2 in the ball game thus far. Comes set, and the 0-1. Grounded to first. Moreland is there, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Rays strand just the 1. They lead it 2-1. Trevor Richards enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th. So here's the cleanup hitter, Xander Bogaerts. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. First delivery to him on the way. behind 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Grounded back up the middle. Adams picks it up. And close play at first, but a great stretch that time as they get him by a step for out number 1.
Third baseman.
Ready for another chance? Rafael Devers. No hits in 2 trips to the plate for him in the ballgame. First pitch is a breaking ball taken down and away for ball 1. Richards has logged upwards of 75 innings pitched, and when you look at his whip over those innings, it's not a particularly pretty number, over 1.5, so he's often dealing with a lot of traffic on the base paths, unfortunately. Number 25 is there, and he makes the catch for the out. Two men are gone now in the Boston half of the 6th, and Michael Chavis will step in at the plate. First pitch coming. Here it is. A swing and a shot hit down the corner. And he just couldn't keep that ball fair as it winds up a long foul ball. Off the plate and in. Hits a ball and a strike.
I think when a team starts struggling, certainly offensively, it's just guys try and play above their pay grade. Know who the best players are in the lineup and try and get on base to set them up.
And this ball runs away for ball 2. 2-1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. To 2-2 now. Hit back up the middle. Adams scoops it up. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. Down in order go the Red Sox. They still trail it here 2-1. Riding into the box, Brandon Lau. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame.
Number 8.
And the pitch.
That's a good. 1-0.
Now the 1-1 pitch is laid off for ball 2.
That's ball
3-1 now.
Every base runner in a close game like this really matters, so you can't afford to be giving out free passes this late.
And he takes a cold strike at the knees, and that'll run things full. And a good take there as they'll have a leadoff man aboard to start the 7th. It's ball 4.
That leadoff walk is a great way to start this inning when you're looking to pad the lead. Could be the beginning of good things here in this half inning.
Ready for another shot now. Yandy Diaz 0 for 2 on the afternoon so far. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Runner goes for second. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Brantley on the run. He's there and records the first out. Stepping up now, Dom Nunez. Hit the ball pretty well in his last at-bat, but it resulted in a line out.
Yeah, Matty, it's always a little frustrating when you square one up. You hit a solid line drive like he did, and all you have to show for it is a jog back to the dugout. That can get in your head for a little while.
And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball. Now a ball lined towards center field. In there, a base hit. Long throw to third. The tag, and they got him at third. What a throw.
Oh, that was a nice job there in center field to come up throwing and deliver a strike to third. For the offense, that's a killer to lose a runner in scoring position by making an out at third.
Standing in, Kevin Kiermaier, as he grounds one briskly to short. On to second for the force out, and the side is retired. One left for Tampa, as they're unable to add to their 2-1 lead. Aaron Luke comes on now, and this move looks to be all about playing the matchup here.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any doubt about that, Matt. They want the lefty-lefty matchup, and that's usually the right move, but we'll just have to see how this plays out.
Leading off the inning, Mitch Moreland, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
This thing's far from over, even though we're moving into the back end of this game. Only down by one. All they need to do is get this leadoff guy, and they're an extra base hit away from tying this thing up.
Here's the first pitch to him. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Action in the Rays' pen now, as they've got a lefty and a right-hander up and throwing. Now the 1-1 pitch. Lou has a good reputation for preventing the long ball. One swing can change the complexion of the ball game when you're coming in late, but he rarely lets that happen. Part of what makes him as effective as he is. The 1-2. He's at the knees and called strike three.
Nice job there taking care of the leadoff hitter via the strikeout. I'll tell you, in a one-run game, especially this late, getting that first guy in the inning is so important. It changes the whole complexion of the inning, so that was a big out.
Into the box now, Francisco Cervelli, as he'll take a look at a sinker here, too low for ball one. Lou has seen his role change with those one-batter lefty specialists going the way of the dodo as a part of MLB's pace of play initiatives. Counts even at 1-1 to Cervelli.
That's the exact spot to lean on as a reliever. As a hitter, you just have to tip your cap and look for the next one.
We're in the 7th inning now of a pitcher's duel. 2-1 our score. Now a foul tip that's held onto at the plate, and the count moves to 1-2 now.
Not much you're going to do with that pitch right there. You have to catch it out front before it even breaks, and even if you do that, it's a tough pitch to keep fair.
Lifted down the line in left, and that will end up a foul ball. And he'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2. Sent on the ground out to second. He's got it. Throw on to first, 2 gone. Standing in, Jackie Bradley Jr. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. He's set. Here it comes.
That's a ball.
The 1-0. Drilled to first. Reined in. Off balance throw. Gets him. Nice play there as the side is retired. Red Sox go down 1-2-3. Our score remains 2-1. Ryan Brazier has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Number 70, Ryan Brazier.
To the plate now is the designated hitter, Jose Martinez. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far.
Jose Martinez.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Brazier playing here in his age 31 season. He was taken in the 6th round back in the draft of 2007.
Hey, nothing has been handed to this guy. Drafted in the middle rounds, and he has found his way in the big leagues. This has turned out to be a really nice pick.
Sharp ground ball to third. Throw on to first in time, so the leadoff man is set down to open up inning number 8.
Now batting.
Settling in now, Austin Meadows. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. First pitch on its way. On the ground up the middle. Bogarts has it. Throw gets him. 2 down.
Now batting.
Digging in, number 25. He's 2 for 3 thus far. Here comes the first pitch. Now a big fastball, and he's well behind it with the swing. And some action now in the Boston bullpen as a right-hander's up and throwing. And he falls behind 0-2. Our pitcher's duel continues here. 2-1 score as we play the 8th. Hit on the ground to third. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Down in order go the Rays. They still lead it 2-1. Jose Alvarado is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Number 46, Jose Alvarado.
Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and standing in is the veteran outfielder, Michael Brantley.
No left fielder, Michael Brantley.
First pitch of the at-bat. Ball 1, taken just off the inside. The 1-0 delivery. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Kiermaier is to his left as he puts it away in the alley for the first out of the inning. Into the box now, Alex Verdugo. It was a walk in his last trip. First pitch on its way.
Count 1-0.
Part of the order on deck, so keeping this 2-hole hitter off the bags is always important.
And he lays off ball 4. So now the potential tying run here is aboard late in the game. Striding forward now is the DH, J.D. Martinez. And even though we discussed his power hitting prowess earlier in the broadcast, we haven't gotten to see it on display so far in this one.
But every time this guy steps in the box, he's one swing away. If he misses over the heart of the plate, I promise you this ball's leaving.
No balls and a strike to count. vertigo and a good tight slider there, and he's in command, 0-2.
Look at the radar gun on that slider. Off-speed pitch, 91 miles an hour. That's just pure filth.
1 out, 1 on in a 1-run game. And he misses there, 1-2. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Three balls and 2 strikes to the DH for the Red Sox.
We could see the runner in motion here on a 3-2 count with 1 out. There's a pretty good chance he's going to get a pitch to swing at, and if not, it's ball 4 anyways.
And he missed with it, ball 4. So that means now the potential tying run will move into scoring position at second.
2 ways to look at this walk. If you're the hitting coach, you say, that's a great AB. Down 0-2, you work the walk, but if you're a pitcher like me, that's just a case of letting a guy off the hook, and that can really frustrate you.
Tyrone Taylor will come on now and pinch run here. So here's the Boston cleanup hitter, Xander Bogaerts. In his career against this pitcher, he's gone 2 for 8. First pitch coming, here it is.
Nope, ball 1.
So far on the year, Bogaerts begins play with a slugging percentage north of .525. Certainly a line he can take pride in. Now the 1-0.
Wow, I can't believe the hitter took that one. The pitcher absolutely got away with a hanger.
Now the 1-1 pitch. Fouled away. 1 out with the possible tying and go-ahead runs on base here. And he takes a look at strike 3 called, and that's as important as they come there. 2 big outs now.
Boy, he's having a hard time just putting the ball in play right now. He took the hat trick with 3 strikeouts yesterday, and here's another one today. Looks to me like he just needs to simplify his approach and focus on making some contact.
Rafael Devers the next to bat. Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. He's set. The 0-1. Pitch is way outside, and he can't even get a glove on it. Good job to get to that quickly, though, and the count will even at 1. Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery.
Hey, lots of guys get too aggressive in a spot like this, but he's done a nice job of gaining some count leverage. Look for him to put the ball in play hard.
2-1. Here it is. And he fouls this one off. Big spot. 2 out. Possible tying and go-ahead runs on base. Three and 2 the count for Rafael Devers.
For the guy on the mound, this is one of those innings where nothing comes easy. He's thrown a bunch of pitches, and this AB hasn't been any different. Definitely laboring at the moment.
High in the air down the right field line. But this is going to wind up a foul ball. Ready with the payoff pitch. Count remains full. On the 8th pitch of the at-bat is the one that finally does it as he wears him down, and the inning is over. So they let him off the hook here by scoring no runs despite the 2 walks. 9th inning coming up. The Rays are out in front, 2-1. Chaz Rowe enters from the pen to start the 9th inning as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. Kicking off the top of the ninth, Ji-Man Choi, as they'll look for some added insurance before the bottom half of the inning. Here comes the first pitch, and we kick off the ninth inning with a swinging strike here, 0-1. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fly ball out to straightaway right. Playable for Verdugo, and there's 1 gone. Now at the plate, Willy Adams. He was a ground out victim last time up. He's set, and the pitch. And a good slider here to start the at-bat, but it's ruled a ball, 1-0. And now the Red Sox will get a left-hander up and throwing in the bullpen. The 1-0 is in there for strike 1. Rowe, an Ohio native. He's in the midst of his 8th major league season. The 1-1 home. Waves and misses for strike number 2.
Oh, I love that pitch right there. Up and in. Jam. Sandwich.
And he missed with it up and in to even things at 2-2.
This guy uses that two-seamer to set up his other pitches. Two-seamer in, breaking ball away.
Here now the 2-2 is a wave and a miss. He struck him out.
Classic slider down and away for the strikeout there. Not a whole lot to say about that pitch that hasn't been said a million times already. That's just a real tough pitch for a hitter to pick up out of a pitcher's hand, so they end up chasing when they're in protect mode.
To the plate now, Brandon Lau, as he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball 1. He's 1 for 2 in this one. He's ready. Here's the 1-0.
Yep, that ball went out.
It's never advantageous to fall behind 2-0 as a pitcher, but if you're going to do it, it's far better to do it with a guy down in the bottom of the order. Time for a challenge fastball right here, though.
And the pitch. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. Now the 2-1.
Ball that's outside.
And he misses ball 4.
And that whole at bat, I feel like he really didn't want to challenge him. And I'm really surprised by that, because I think this is a guy in the bottom third of the order you have to go right after.
At the plate, Yandy Diaz. No hits in 3 tries so far. He's struck out once. First delivery to him on the way. The 1-0 home is a slider that misses below the zone.
I don't mind him trying to pitch him backwards right there with those 2 early count sliders, but now he finds himself in a situation where he's going to have to come fastball.
Line to the right side, and that'll get down for a base hit. And that runner will go no further than second, as there are 2 aboard now.
He was able to spit on that first slider right there, guys, but he didn't let the second one go. Able to execute and drive the baseball.
In now, Dom Nunez. Pulled toward right center field. Brantley on the run. He gets there to make the play, and that ends the inning. Rays strand a pair. They lead it 2-1. Colin Poche enters the game to finish this one off here in the bottom of the ninth.
Number 38, Colin Poche.
So here's Michael Chavis now. He'll start things out needing just a run to tie it here in the bottom of the ninth.
Michael Chavis.
From the stretch.
That's the ball. Count 1-0.
And it's fouled away. Now the 1-1 pitch. Pulled high in the air out to left field. Number 25 is there, and he makes the catch for the out. Coming to the plate now, Mitch Moreland, 0 for 2 here to start the afternoon. First offering on its way. Fouled off. This one's outside, quite a bit off the plate that time. One out, nobody on. And here's a pitch swung on and missed. 1-2 now.
Threw that fastball right by him. He had no chance to get the barrel of that one.
He struck him out, the third time he's fanned in the game.
That swing tells me he was really trying to get a pitch out front and rip it down the line, but that wasn't a great pitch to do it on. It's really not the best two-strike approach either.
Standing in now, Francisco Cervelli, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. And this one's too far inside, ball 2. And now a called strike that time as the zone expands a bit here. It's 2-1 now. Pitch popped up. Nunez is there, makes the catch, and that's the ball game.
Yeah, and they just keep on keeping on. Got a nice little run going here, winning 4 in a row and playing with a lot of confidence. Success is never guaranteed in this game, so you have to appreciate it when it comes.
Pitching and defense game, 2-1 the final score this afternoon. Tampa Bay took the lead in the second inning and rode that until the very end. Yonny Chirinos hangs win number 11 on his line. Colin Poche records the save, his 12th of the season. So that's a wrap for us in this one. Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, Matt Vasgersian, we all thank you for watching Major League Baseball on MLB Network. See you next time.